What is up? It's your boy Master Walrus 9 back with another episode of Pokemon TCG Live Dailies. Let's start the video off again, as always, saying your input would be highly appreciated. If you see anything you want me to change, then you let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. You want to see any specific decks being played, you let me know. I'll see what I can do about it. You want to see a different game being played, doesn't have to be TCG based. You let me know. See what I can do about it. But I do love a ton of TCGs. Love One Piece. Bit iffy on Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! Disney Lorcana is great. Dragon Ball Super. Plenty of options. So again, let me know what you want to see. And I'll see what I can do about it. But the name of the game is Walrus's TCG Dailies. So we're going to start by looking at my TCG Dailies for the Pokemon Live trading card game. So the first one's to deal 100 damage. That's a super easy one. The only way you really can't do that is you're running some sort of crazy gimmick. And even then, that's hard. And play free stadiums. Free stadiums is alright. Just going to take a couple of matches. Today, I want some wins. Past couple videos have been really rough. We're going to take a look at a deck I call going full cringe. That is Lost Zone. Lost Zone is an engine focused on Comfey that is supported by Sableye and Cramorant. This trio makes up the Lost Zone engine you're going to see in pretty much every single Lost Zone deck. What does it do? Well, the Lost Zone is a special zone that really was only used in Lost Origin for this set, but has appeared in the past, that works similarly to a Banish in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Exile in Magic. It doesn't go to the grave, it doesn't go back to the deck, it's in its own special zone called the Lost Zone that can't be really interacted with. You can't pull cards back out from the Lost Zone. Once they're in there for good. So why do you want to send cards to the Lost Zone? Well, you might want to punish your opponent by sending cards to the Lost Zone with something like Lost City, a stadium that says whenever a Pokemon is knocked out, they're sent to the Lost Zone instead of the discard. However, most Lost Zone cards focus on your aspect of the Lost Zone. That's because there's some super powerful effects that occur when you bounce enough cards to the Lost Zone and you have a certain criteria. For example, this Cramorant's a 110 that, granted, it ignores all weakness, so you can't hit for 220. But if you have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, you don't have to have the energy cost. It's an ability, so something that can cancel out abilities. Granted, you have to pay the energy cost, but it's a basic non-rule box Pokemon, so it hits really well. Sableye will put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like if you have 10 or more cards on the Lost Zone. This is really good. Now, it's not damage, it's an effect damage, not ping damage, I guess is the way to put it. So, it bypasses Manaphy, which prevents damage done, not damage counters placed on Pokemon. So, the Sableye is really great for finishing games. You have to have 10 cards in Lost Zone, which is a bit. How do you get cards in Lost Zone? Well, you need to play cards like Comfey. If this is in the active slot, you take a look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, put one in Lost Zone. When you have 4, you definitely ramp that out good. Then you run cards like Walrus's Experiment, which takes a look at the top 5 in your deck. Draw free, put 2 in Lost Zone. Lost Vacuum is really good as well. You have to put a card in Lost Zone in order to use it, but then you can put a stadium or tool into Lost Zone. So you can hit your own tools if you needed extra Lost Zone cards. You can hit your opponent's tools if they're becoming a problem. Lost Vacuum is really good in most general decks just for being able to hit a stadium or a tool. And what other benefits can you get with Lost Zone? Well, one of the best items that works with Lost Zone that you're going to be seeing a ton of played are Mirage Gate. You have to have 7 cards or more into the Lost Zone, but you get to search for 2 basic energy of different types, so like a grass fire, a water metal, etc., attaching to your Pokemon any way you like. That is super consistent, really nice. So what Pokemon are my primary attackers? Well, the deck has been run with many different formats. There's Hisuian Gudra V-Star as a Lost Zone, because the engine works well enough with the Hisuian Gudra, I guess. I never ran that. I've never really seen it too much, but again, that's what I heard. One that I did see a lot was Giratina and Giratina V-Star, because of this excellent effect, which if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, you just instant knock out your opponent's Pokemon, which is great. Or 280, and you put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon into the Lost Zone. It doesn't have to be the 2 attached to Giratina, it can be 2 from anywhere. Granted, what's in the Lost Zone, you can't use the energy too much, but it's good. It's a good one. There's also one I saw with Dragonite V. Let's see if I have the Dragonite V. Not this one. Dragonites use water and electric energy. This one is the promo. This one for 2 water and electric will do 250. It does 20 each of your bench Pokemon, but the fact that it hits for 250 is absolutely insane. That is a lot, and I mean a lot of damage. There's also Involving Skies. So you'd see this paired up with Pokemon like Suicune V or Raikou V. And why did you see Suicune or Raikou V? Well, you saw them because, first of all, they have the Fleet-Footed ability, which allows you to draw a card if it's in the active slot, which is really good. But then you have Shocking Rondo, Freezing Rondo, Burning Rondo, whatever you want to call it, which is 20 plus 20 for each bench Pokemon. Now, that's a really good effect. It doesn't seem like much, but when your opponent has 5 bench Pokemon, and you have 5 bench Pokemon, that is a total of 10 bench Pokemon. For 2 energy, this Pokemon hits for 220. Now, it's the same for the Raikou and the Suicune V. Why did I opt to throw in Entei V? Well, I made some adjustments to the deck, such that we'd be in a better spot against what is the most popular decks I see going around at this time. Those decks are the Roaring Moon EX and the Goldango EX. They were given out for free, so they're mighty popular. So why did I edit this deck in the way that I did? Well, the Entei V is going to deal super effective damage against the Goldango EX, plus the bonus HP on it of 230 is nice to where he could tank a hit fairly well. The opponent would have to discard 5 energy in order to get that damage to KO it. The Pinsir is a bit expensive, but it was the only grass basic Pokemon I could find to deal enough damage to deal with Roaring Moon EX. However, it is good. 90, and if your opponent has more prize card, or if you have more prize cards than your opponent, an additional 90. That means it's a 180, and going against dark types, you're going to be hitting for 360. That's going to kill Roaring Moon EX. That'll kill a VMAX on the dark variety. So taking a look at what else is in this deck, you have Manaphy for your bench protection, which always helps, and the Radiant Greninja. Now, Radiant Greninja is used for concealed cards to just discard an energy to draw 2. And Drapion V is just a literal pocket in case I ever need to go against a Mew VMAX. Well, I'm not running a lot of Pokemon or copies of Pokemon. Something like Pinsir, Entei V, Drapion V. I might need those. How do I deal with that? Well, I'm running a single copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball. That allows me, in the instance where they're in my prize cards, to pull a basic Pokemon from my prize cards to my hand. I'm running Battle VIP Pass to set up the deck really fast. And I'm running a lot of options in order to retreat or switch out Pokemon so I can keep on moving Comfey, because this is a soft once per turn, not a hard once per turn. The difference is that a hard once per turn would mean that only one Comfey is able to activate this ability per turn. A soft once per turn means only discard can activate the ability once per turn. So I can have discard activated, and then I can go to a different Comfey such as this one in order to activate it again. So that's the basis of my Lost Zone engine. In a hyper ideal situation, I'm on 6. I could get to Lost Box like turn 1. Lost Box is going to be what I refer to as the 10 in the Lost Zone. Do I have a... I don't have a golden beach court. That'd be nice. So I run beach court for the retreat, escape rope, and switch cart to set out. I can run switch cart over switch because I'm only running basic Pokemon. Battle VIP pass to get out the bench as soon as possible, and nest ball if I don't get those battle VIP passes on turn 1. Walrus's experiment is my main draw engine. Forest Steel Stone allows me to attach to either Drapion or Entei to search out a specific card, which could be a game winner. Mirage Gate allows me to ramp up my energies. Lost Vacuum takes care of pesky tools or stadiums. And the Clara and the Energy Recycler allows me to pull cards back from the trash into my hand or into my deck, making sure I don't deck out or get into an unwinnable situation. Taking a look at the energy, I'm running a 3/2 Grass, Fire, Psychic. Now this combo is specific due to I need 2 Grass on Pinsir. The third one could be anything, so I'm running a minimum of 3 Grass. I only really need the 1 Fire for the Entei V, but where it is more important to have the Fire on the Entei V, I'm running 3 of them. And the Sableye only needs 1 Psychic. So ultimately, the setup's decent. I really can't complain about what's going on. And I've won a few games in the past. All I can say is let's try it out to see what's going to happen. I call it going full cringe just because Lost Box is kind of the big deck. Now I believe what won championships this year, Worlds, was Mew VMAX deck, which still makes sense. It's hyper consistent. Really good. It's only going to get better with age as you get more options. The Gardevoir EX did decently well from what I heard. But Lost Box in smaller end tourneys tends to always take it. Always be good. So we opt to go first. Honestly, we're a deck where going first is nice, but going second isn't bad either. Because of the ability to play supporter, if we get 2 Comfeys and a Cramorant paired with a Walrus's experiment, we're in a really good spot because we can get a Cramorant hit turn 1. Our turn 1. So we're playing against Chi-Yu EX, Pidgey, and Bidoof. This is interesting. We're not going to really need the Drapion V. And ultimately, we're in a rough spot. We're going to flower selecting to pick up Beach Court. I don't want to set the Drapion for V. We can trash that if we need. And I don't want to set the Beach Court up yet. What I am going to do is I'm going to Escape Rope. Because it's going to force the opponent to switch out an active Pokemon that they're not going to want to switch out. So now they're going to have to waste a card. We're going to end turn. And while it's not ideal, it's decent enough of a move, I'll say. The Pidgey has a 1 retreat cost. The Bidoof has a 1 retreat cost. He runs Larry. I haven't seen that played. Flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for 2 Pokemon. If tails, search for a basic Pokemon. So it's like a bet better of Pokeball. Again, I'm not crazy on coin flips because coin flips essentially are inconsistent. And when you deal with luck, my luck's pretty bad. We whiffed on the Battle VIP Pass, which does suck. But if there's one thing that's nice about Battle VIP Pass in this deck, is that it is a card that really excels by the simple fact that such an easy target to trash. Let's go versus experiment. See, okay, Battle VIP Pass is dead this turn. So what I'm gonna do is pick up Bravery Charm, Psychic Energy. We'll pick up a Boss's Orders. So Mana Fee is kind of iffy. I might not have want to seen it, but they don't really do pinch ping, so I can accept it being gone. We're going to pick up the Nest Ball. Grass Energy getting trashed is really rough, but we're overall in a decent enough state. Now, he already spent the energy on the Pidgey and decided to not retreat. I'm going to run Beach Court over to Switch Cart because it doesn't make as much of a difference. This is a super hard pick. It really is. We're going to cram because we're going to be able to get off damage this turn. We're going to Bravery Charm onto cram. We're going to Switch Cart and... You know, it seems like there's a lot of stuff I have to do, but honestly, I don't have to do it. I don't have to attach a Psychic Energy this turn. I don't have to burn my Lost Vacuum. I don't have to attach the Bravery card. There's a lot of stuff that makes you say, click buttons, just because I can do it. But sometimes the smartest thing to do is to not click buttons. Okay, so we're going to do that for Steel Stone. Now we actually have a reason for the Drapion V. Because Drapion is a V, we do get the V-Star ability and Star Alchemy with the 4 Steel Stone. We have 5 in box, so 2 more will be able to get energy ramp out. Now, this is a tough situation to be in because our matchup's not crazy. I wish I was kind of running a bit more water to supplement. But it's something we can work with. Ultimately, what we're going to do... shoot. I don't know. I want to Colress. Over to Drapion V, I'm going to Colress. We'll Switch Cart, Cram, and Comfey, because, again, Battle VIP Pass is dead in hand. I don't necessarily need these two, but they're good cards. Good enough to justify their usage. So, we're going to set up a Cram right... No, we don't have to set up a Cram. We're just going to retreat into this Comfey. Flower Selecting. We're not going to need Pinsir. It's actually bad in this matchup. Ah, shoot. Actually, if I went against the Charizard, it's going to be Dark type. It's alright. We'll be able to manage. We're going to Switch Cart back into the Cram. The Drapion V is something we can manage with. So ultimately, we're going to just Star Alchemy. We're going to pick up the Entei. Set this up. We're going to Bravery Charm. We're going to Fire Energy. And we're going to Mirage Gate. So we're going to leave the Psychic in the deck for now. But we're going to set up the Entei V. And we'll put a little thing on Drapion just to keep it fresh, you know. Now, I gotta be ready to predict a knockout. So, just to keep the damage low, we're gonna set up a second Cram on the bench. Because our engine's already good. The only thing I would really want to do at this point is set up a Sableye. Where Sableye can't be set up at this moment. Where you only cost 1 energy, and where we don't have the zone cards in hand, then I'm not stressed on it. So he's got the 2. He's gonna be able to ramp up some energy, but ultimately getting this kill on Chiyu EX is gonna be really good. Really good. Now, that's gonna deal 120 min. I don't know the kill potential of Charcadet. The Charmeleon kills regardless. Ultimately, I'm unsure. But to keep the Lost Zone aspect going, we're going to go to Cram. cram into Comfey. We'll pick up an escape rope. We'll go into the second Comfey. Now, if there's an issue with this deck, it turbos. It turbos hard. You know, I'm super low on cards at this point. Still good. I need to Sableye because the other one's in Lost Box. So the question then becomes what do I do from here. We're going to put a Psychic Energy onto Comfey. Oh, shoot! I used my retreat for the turn. Oh, that's me. That's on me. I goobed up. We're just going to end it. I'm in a position where I could take the kill fairly good. We got the Clara in hand. Ultimately, we're set up very nicely. He goes straight for the attack. I don't know if the guy knows what's going on with this deck. Yeah. We're going to Flower Selecting. Energy Recycler. We don't need 4 Steel Stone at this point. We've already burnt it. Just going to switch into the Cram. So, yeah, we'll take our prize card. Boss's Orders. With the Boss's Orders in hand, it's just very nice setup against Chi-Yu. Chandelure. It's alright. Yeah, so he's got to do some damage with Chi-Yu. No, he's not. He decides to mill too, which is interesting. We are in a spot where mill is going to hurt, but we have options against the mill. Ultimately, I just want to take prizes. I almost think I should have Charmeleoned, or Boss's Orders to Charmeleon up, but the mill was getting a little scary. So, Grass Energy, Lost Vacuum. We're going to set up the Grass Energy onto Drapion. Okay, he did get the Great Ball, so this almost feels like a little Timmy deck where he's just... It's his first time playing, so, you know, give him the best of what we can, yeah. The question is, does he give one to Charizard EX, or does he throw it all on Entei? Yeah. And he's out of energy as well. He does decide to retreat, which was smart on him. But ultimately, we don't have the kill just yet. We're going to move up our second Cram. We'll... Do I got anything in trash? I don't. It almost seems wasteful. It does. But we're going to Clara to pull these two in a hand. We're going to put Cram on the bench. We're going to put a Grass Energy on the Drapion. And we're just going to hit with Cram. 110. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because... Oh, shoot, that sucks. Well, we don't need Comfey anymore at this point. If we got, like, a Yonode, that'd be unfortunate. And to where we would probably want our Comfeys. But we have enough options to where we could manage without it. But we would not be able to get enough kill with the Drapion on the Zard. So, we set up the Cramorant to get the Entei V moving up. We're going to load up the bench a bit. And I want to check my deck for what's available. So we do have another Clara in the deck. So we don't need to put the Comfey. So it's a little bit of a waste of a card, but knowledge is power in this situation. We're just going to hit with the Spit Innocently. And we have game. The only thing he would have to do is move out and kill my Sableye. Something along those lines. Oh, Ortega. First time I've seen this. So, they get a search a card from my hand, put it at the bottom of my deck. Really just doesn't matter. They get a draw card. But again, it's not crazy. As a supporter, it's kind of weak in my opinion. I get a draw card? That card is garbage. I thought the opponent, the person who used Ortega, got to draw a card. No, you give your opponent a cycle. Sure, you might remove something good. You might want it with super specific deck. But I get to draw the card. That nets, the overall net is you're at -1. Because your opponent goes neutral with the card advantage. You've used your supporter for the turn. That card is terrible. Okay, so we played one stadium. So let's just play another. Good win. Again, I'm cringing out. The deck is good. There's no way to get past it. And because the Lost Box engine is just free Pokemon and a few specific trainers, it's really good. You can run pretty much anything you want. For example, the Iron Hands would probably work really well in this deck. Because you can pair it with Raikou for that draw advantage. And it's generic on its energy for the most part. It costs a lot of energy, but overall it's kind of generic. The Drapion V you could run legitimately. We're gonna go first. Essentially anything that focuses on basic and is not too picky on energy works well. So this is an unfortunate opener. And we're playing against an Arceus V with water sleeves. Whew, I don't know. We're gonna go Ninja away this basic Psychic. Wrong choice. I would have liked to start getting some cards in the Lost Zone. But ultimately, you know, that's what predictions are about. You predict that you're going to draw one of your opener cards. Switch card, Beach Court, Escape Rope. Adventurous Discovery. Great card to pair with the Arceus V-Star set. So, Kyurem, V-Star, and Lumineon V. Now, Lumineon V is just used to pull specific supporter in the hand, which is nice, you know. You don't really see it crazy much, because it becomes a huge liability. Except if you're running water decks where you can cycle it back into your hand. But Kyurem V, I love seeing innovative applications of cards. So now we get the Escape Rope. We're just going to open with Walrus's Experiment. I'm going to expect a board real quick. I think it counts as ice, so it's weak to steel. I don't think we're going to have really anything that has good advantage. We're going to want Comfey. We're going to want Energy Recycler. I don't think the Hisuian Heavy Ball matters as much in this set. I want to keep the Mirage Gate over anything, because that is the... that's a game decider near the end. We're going to Escape Rope, which kind of goes against what I want, but it also is going to work as well as I can. Nest Ball versus Basic Psychic. This is a toughie. We can draw into the Pokemon we need more consistently. And now, ultimately, it's just going to be about getting cards in order to set up. See, yeah, like, there's our Nest Ball. We should have 4. We don't. We're going to pull Pram. we're gonna switch. Maybe we can pull like an escape rope or something. Battle VIP pass versus fire energy. I don't think I retreated. No, I haven't retreated yet. We're just gonna attach to fire energy. We're gonna retreat and deal some decent ping with Cram. Now is Cram probably gonna die? Yes. But damage is damage. And the way you win the game is by getting damage. Now I don't remember if Curum V goes to V Max or V Star. That is a Lost Origin version, so I don't know if it's a reprint or if they're gonna go to V Star. Because you really didn't see too many V Maxes. You had a couple in Crown Zenith. So they used the Starbirth to get Greninja. And I don't know what the second card was. So they get some water energy ramping. Greninja's really good card to where you can run it in different decks. But the fact that you can run it in water decks and get the move off is super nice as well. Okay, so a little slow. 4 Steel Stones, kind of nice. Chorus, bosses, Cram, and Grass. We don't really need Comfey at this point. The fact that we can get the Cram out, we can get a kill. Yeah, it's a risky behavior. I'm going to take the consistent path, just flower selecting. Escape rope for later in the game. But we're just going to retreat. Just, you know, there's nothing crazy I can force in at this moment. We're just going to spit innocently. We're going to get the kill on the Kyurem. And the Arceus V-Star is most likely going to get kill on us next turn. But we're technically on advantage. Now, what I am super worried about is the Radiant Greninja. Gold Fox 2112, a little rush reference with the 2112, is in a good position. But there's nothing I could think of to allow him to ramp up that energy at the moment. Zinnia's Resolve's interesting. Yeah, so Trinity Nova, they're going to probably try and get another V onto the bench. Unless they want to ramp onto Lumineon. So it was Kyurem VMAX. I just want to take a quick look at that card. Watch your turn. You may discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a water energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Okay. You may discard any amount of water energy from this Pokemon. It does 50 more for each water energy discarded this way. Okay. Overall, I think the card's not crazy, but again, if you want to build a deck based off of Kyurem VMAX, you go right on ahead. Now we're going to switch into Comfey. And now we're neutral in state. You know, we both have a really good amount of cards in hand. Both about similar positions into the deck. We're overall good. One thing I would want to set up, though, is the Manaphy, if I can get that going. We're just going to open up with flower selecting. Chorus's Experiment is what I'm going to want. So, Sableye, Clara, and Beach Court. Triple Powerhouse. We got all 10 we need. I think it's just about time we start going ham sandwich, as I like to call it. So we're going to set up the Sableye. We're going to set up the Drapion V. We're going to set up a Bravery Charm on the Drapion V. We're going to set up a Beach Court. And we're going to Energy Recycler those 4 energy back into the deck. We're going to Mirage Gate, pull a Psychic and a Fire. We're going to put the Psychic on Sableye, the Fire on Drapion V. We are going to then Escape Rope. Let's retreat into this Comfey. Just draw. How many bosses do I have in hand? I got one. We're gonna want bosses over switch card at this point in the game. But we're gonna escape rope and just see what they switch up. Do they switch into the Luminion V? Yes. Now that is exactly what I wanted. I kind of baited the idea of me not having enough energy for the Drapion V. Which makes sense in the context of not getting the full attachment, if that makes sense. So now they're not as scared for me on the Drapion V, which does have the power to kill. Because if I used my Mirage Gates earlier, they probably would have swapped into Radiant Greninja. But now I can go Drapion V, get a straight kill. Now, I want to leave the Beach Court in play for now. They don't have any items I'm scared about. We're just going to Dynamic Tail. We have to ping something for 30. Honestly, in this point of the game, Comfey dies to anything regardless. They're not pinging in any damage. So, Comfey is the right hit. 2 prize cards. Let's see what we pull. Switch card, Battle VIP Pass. Battle VIP Pass late in the game. But now we have a lost target back. A lost vacuum target, which is really nice. The issue becomes, can I get this Manaphy before he can ramp up the Greninja? Because the Greninja is going to hurt. It's going to hurt hard. He won't be able to take out my Arceus or my Drapion V with his Arceus V-Star. Which is nice. He sends up the Vulpix, which is interesting. Because unless he's able to kill Drapion V, which he's not. I now have game. Because while Bosses orders up the Vulpix, I have precisely enough damage. And we just win. Just give him the thumbs up. Bosses orders. And take him out. So you see, the Cramorant was the key deciding factor in this situation, the second one. Because it allowed us to get the Kyurem V. But yeah, that's just Lost Box. Super consistent. Super good. You take care of all the problems in running decks. You're fast. You can get your energy out. You don't have to worry about not pulling specific cards. I mean, I struggled that game considerably for what a Lost Box is supposed to do. The fact that on turn 1 I didn't have anything in Banished is crazy for a Lost Box. Especially considering I'm running like 4 Nest Balls, 4 Battle VIP passes. Beautiful coin. Love it. Now, I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but I absolutely loved the old Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. The one I first played was Explorers of Time and Explorers of Sky. Explorers of Sky was like the platinum version of the set. Okay, so we're going to open up a Sableye. But one of the better characters in that game was the Bidoof. So here's the dark type deck that I was worried about. But I can work with it because now I got my killer, my bug thriller, the Pinsir. And since they're going to be running huge, heavy-hitting Pokemon, such as the Roaring Moon EX, the Squawkabilly EX, Pokemon that give 2 prize cards, we can take 1 KO for every 2 they have. Now, they were running Penny, which is super interesting. Allows you to put one of your basic Pokemon and all attached cards into your hand. That's probably for the Squawkabilly EX, if I'm being honest. Okay, let's see what we can open up with. Walrus, double Comfey, and... whew, this is tough. This is tough. On one hand, the Lost Vacuum would be really good. On the other hand, Nest Balls would be good. Since this is turn 1, we're going to play it a bit risky. We're just going to go for double Comfey on the opener. We're going to Beach Court. We're going to retreat. And Flower Selecting. We're going to want the Mirage Gate over the Energy Recycler. Whew, let's escape rope. Force out the active Pokemon. I had a feeling going to go Squawkabilly. That's the most fodderable. Now, we do prime him up for Dark Patch. However, it's a necessary evil. We're going to need the grass energy. So, sorry, escape rope. That's just the way the cookie crumbles in this situation. The Squawkabilly, yeah, works relatively well with the Beach Court. We're going to want to keep Beach Court. I guess what we'll do is we'll just set up a Psychic Energy so I don't need to stress about that later in the game. We're just going to end turn. We're in a position where we're feeling alright. We should have 4 and lost, which is, yep. Next turn we'll be able to Comfey. And we'll be able to Colress, which pushes us to 7 for the Mirage Gate. So then it becomes a matter of can we get the Nest Ball or the Pinsir in order to get the kill on the big boy right here, Roaring Oni X. Now he Calamity Storms. He does decide to get rid of the Beach Court, which is unfortunate. We have Switch Cart, so we can work with it. But it makes sense. Why would you do the Frenzied Growling? Or Gouging, not Growling. Second Mirage Gate. That's okay. We'll hit Colress. Nest Ball's necessary. We have 2 Mirage Gates at this point. I don't think we're going to need more. Bravery Charm, and yeah, then we'll take Clara. So, just play it safe. We're getting Nest Ball. We don't have it. We're screwed. We're actually in a really bad spot. We need to get something out in order to manage. We're going to Flower Selecting. I'm going to take this Escape Rope. Because maybe I could do something with the Cram on one of his benched. Yeah, the Squawkabilly. Now, he could probably retreat, so the Bravery Charm's not going to matter as much. The big thing is just going to be getting the Sableye to killing percentage. Overall, this is really bad. This is really bad. Spit Innocently. Hey, we just gotta wait and see. Town Store allows him to pull items. And we're just gonna make use of that with the fact that I could pull in another Bravery Charm and thin the deck down a bit more. Because thinner decks mean higher consistency. But he's probably going to do the Calamity Storm. Now I don't, with the fact that he poisoned me, almost thinks he's not going to trash the Town Store. Yeah. Yeah, that was the play. We're just gonna hit with Comfey up. Second Comfey, we'll bench this, we can manage. We're gonna hit with Flower Selecting. Cram versus the Nest Ball. We don't need Nest Ball at this point. We're gonna take the Cram. We are going to Town Store to pick up the Bravery Charm. 4 Steel Stone wouldn't be bad either. Actually, yeah, this is the play. Nest Ball would have been good. I should have done it alternatively. That was my fault. We're gonna Flower Selecting. Switch Cart, Clara and Trash is really unfortunate. We have 9. We can Cram. Lost Vacuum. Bravery Charm. And we're going to hit the Town Store to shut him down. We're just going to Switch Cart. Sableye. We're going to save Clara for the next turn. We don't really need energies on anything. I'm just going to hit on the Comfey in case I need to retreat the next turn. So I can save my energy potential. But We're going to kill the Squawkabilly. We're going to set up a min 10 on the Greninja, because then Sableye could take it out next turn. So I have 30 damage left. No, I have 60. So I could take out the Brute Bonnet as well. So I'm going to make Sableye a super threat in this situation. Now the problem is I did trash the Clara. I needed the energy. But now that we have our second Sableye and this Clara right here, we're in overall a decent situation. Because now the Brute Bonnet's on the risk. The Radiant Greninja's on the risk. He's going to be able to keep attacking with Roaring Moon EX, but I'm going to still be able to take picks off the bench. We're going to Comfey. Hisuian Heavy Ball was the hit we needed. Taking a look at our prize cards right now, we got a Chorus Experiment, Battle VIP Pass, 4 Steel Stone. Those are alright. But we got advantage in terms of... Oh my goodness, this is beautiful right here. Watch this. Watch this. Stupendously beautiful play. We're going to Comfey. Take the Nest Ball. We don't really need it at this point. But a card's a card in hand. And that makes more fear, more potential. We don't need an Entei. We don't need a 4 Steel Stone. We don't need a Clara. I want to save the Clara, actually, for the Pinsir. We're just going to retreat. Hit with the Pinsir. Hit with the Reckless Throw. Get the kill. So now that is... Oh, they conceded. They said, yep, I'm done. He's got the counter. It's great. It's honestly... That's the nice thing about running something like this, is that we were able to come back from such an unfortunate set. In any other deck, I would have said, this is it. It is over. Absolute despair. But here, we're able to pull it. They're running a dragon deck, which is interesting. Now, with the generic dragon set, I'm almost thinking it's Regidrago V. I can't think of anything else they gave out for dragon. So they're either running their own dragon deck, which the only considerable dragons I can think of would be Dragonite EX and Altari EX. Or they're running the given out Regidrago V-Star. Which I'm personally a super fan of. It's a tough deck to run. But I love that deck. It's such a fun deck. So many mix-ups. I'll showcase that deck eventually, but... Okay, honestly, this is a good hand. This is really good. There's some options that I would have liked more, but we can work with this. Now, Entei V is an interesting opener in all seriousness, by the fact that it has free retreat cost, so it's going to not be able to retreat. I'm going to have to get something to force it out. But I'm running 7 switchers. 3 escape ropes, 4 switch carts. So it's a good spot, ultimately. We got the beach court. We got 3 of our battle VIP passes. I don't think that was fully necessary. They're running a lost box. Okay. And they conceded. They didn't know we were running Lost Box. They saw Entei EX. They probably thought we were running some sort of fire, or Mom said dinner was done and they had to go. Ultimately, a win is a win and we take those. I didn't even realize that I had all my daily quests done. We're just going to claim those, and not to have the video go on for too long. I want to say thank you all for watching so much. Honestly, this has put me in a lot better mood. Simply because I played some games, they weren't a wash on either end. I had some times where I could have lost. The opponent had some times where they could have lost. The Lost Box deck is good. but against other decent matchups, it's not overpowering. So, ultimately, it helps. But, thank you all for watching. It is good to know that there are people watching and you are appreciated. And all I can say is have a beautiful day.